The night Evan Cole finally agreed to a blind date. He never expected to walk into a quiet cafe and find his own CEO sitting alone at a corner table, shoulders shaking, tears silently falling into her untouched cup of coffee. He didn't expect her eyes to widen in shock when she recognized him, and he definitely didn't expect that when she leaned closer and whispered something only meant for him, his chest would feel like it was tearing apart from the inside. What she said wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic, but it changed everything, and it left a question hanging in the air that made it impossible to look away. Before the story unfolds, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet moments that change lives forever, please like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to the channel Soulful Stories. Your support keeps these stories alive. Evan Cole was a poor single dad doing everything he could just to keep moving forward. At 34, his life revolved around his 6-year-old daughter, Nora, and a cramped apartment that smelled faintly of laundry, detergent, and instant noodles. He worked as a data clerk at a mid-sized tech company, a job that paid just enough to cover rent, school lunches, and the occasional second-hand toy. Every morning started before sunrise, packing lunches, tying shoelaces, and promising his daughter that someday things would be better. Even when he wasn't sure how, Evan didn't complain. He had learned long ago that survival didn't leave much room for bitterness. The blind date wasn't his idea. It was arranged by a coworker who insisted Evan deserved more than exhaustion and silence at the end of each day. He almost canceled twice, thinking about babysitter fees and the embarrassment of admitting he couldn't afford anything fancy. But something told him to go, if only to remind himself he was still human, not just a father and an employee. When he walked into the cafe, the soft music and warm lights felt foreign, like a world he no longer belonged to. Then he saw her. Marissa Vale, the CEO of the company, the woman whose name was spoken in boardrooms with respect and fear. She was known for her sharp mind, polished confidence, and unshakable authority. Yet here she was, makeup smudged, hands trembling, tears falling freely as if the walls had finally cracked. Evan froze, torn between leaving and approaching, unsure if this was a mistake or fate playing a cruel joke. Marissa noticed him at the same time. The recognition hit her like a wave. The words hit Evan harder than any rejection ever could. His heart ached, not just for himself, but for her. He felt exposed, like his quiet struggles had been observed from a distance he never noticed. At the same time, a deep sadness settled in his chest, because he realized that whatever this moment was, it was built on pain that neither of them could fix. He wasn't a solution. He was a reminder. The rest of the evening passed in a haze of understanding and restraint. They spoke about loss, about the strange ways life connects people, about how loneliness can exist even at the top. Evan shared stories of raising Nora alone, of the fear of failing her, of the small joys that kept him going. Marissa listened not as a CEO, but as a woman who had lost something irreplaceable. For a brief moment, the world outside the cafe disappeared, and two broken lives sat quietly, acknowledging each other's scars. When they finally stood to leave, Evan felt heavier than when he arrived. He knew this night would follow him home, linger in his thoughts as he tucked Nora into bed. He understood now that kindness sometimes hurts, and empathy can leave bruises no one else sees. Marissa thanked him, her eyes still wet, and for the first time, Evan saw gratitude without power attached to it. In the days that followed, things changed in subtle ways. Marissa didn't avoid him at work, but she treated him with a gentleness that surprised everyone. Evan found himself more confident, not because his life had improved, but because he realized his quiet resilience had value. He didn't become rich. He didn't fall into a fairy tale romance. But he carried something new inside him, deeper understanding that even the strongest people are often the most broken. If this story touched your heart even a little, please take a moment now to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Soulful Stories. Your support helps these stories reach others who might need them. And before the ending, please comment below and tell us what this story made you feel.